What's up, everybody? How we doing today? I hope we're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to talk about some more breathing, which is incredible. That breathing could be um, such a uh, uh, complex issue. That there's so many facets to breathing. There's so many types of breathing. I don't know if you guys have researched at all why you should breathe through your nose instead of your mouth. I'll do a video on that. There's a guy named James Nestor who wrote a book about um, breathing through your nose instead of your mouth. So like I said, I'll do a video about that. But today we're talking about holotropic breathing. Now, what is holotropic breathwork? First of all, it's really fun to do. If you are a person that enjoys LSD, then you will like holotropic breathwork. Holotropic holotropic breathing was invented or created or discovered by a man named Stanislav Grof. Stanislav Grof, I believe, is Swedish. I think he's Swedish. He's from one of the Scandinavian countries. But anyways, he really liked acid. And when it was banned, I believe, I'm not sure when it was banned. Let me see. It became illegal in the late 60s, in the 1960s. So when acid became illegal, Stanislav Grof obviously became upset because he liked acid. He started wondering if there's another way you could achieve the high that acid gives you without actually ingesting acid. So what he did was he noticed how he was breathing, his breathing patterns when he was on acid. And he was like, I wonder if you mimic the breathing patterns that you have when you're on acid. I wonder if it would, if you'd have the same experience that acid gives you. So he did a lot of research, a lot of studying, a lot of practicing. And what he figured is that if you mimic, if you do the same type of breathing that you do when you're on acid, then you will have similar experiences, similar psychedelic experiences that you have when you're on acid. So, what is it? How do you do it? Okay, this is the way that I do it. You basically, do you know what breath of fire is? Breath of fire is where you just go and you're sucking in your stomach and you're breathing really fast and you're pushing your stomach in and out. That's breath of fire, right? So the way I say it is holotropic breathwork is like a breath of fire, but just adding a lot more chaos into it. Just breathe really weird, like that. And then while you're doing that, you're contorting yourself. You are squeezing your muscles. You are writhing, and you just do that. Usually do it for about I usually do it for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And then all of a sudden you'll hit this point where it's almost like you can't do it anymore. And you just feel like this rush of just like, whoa. You're kind of like that. You're like, oh, it's pretty amazing. So there's videos that you can watch on YouTube about how to do it, about how to do holotropic breathwork. Um, I definitely recommend it um, for anybody that likes um, any type of plant medicine. Like if you like uh, well, if you like marijuana, if you like acid, if you like peyote, if you like DMT, if you like uh, I can't think of it, the tea in Peru that everybody drinks. Ayahuasca. If you like ayahuasca, if you like any of that stuff, I recommend Holotropic Breathwork. It's really cool. So I'm going to read a little bit about um, holotropic breathing to you. So here we go. This is a little bit about holotropic breathwork. After LSD became illegal in the late 1960s, the Grofs, who had been proponents of the therapeutic effects of LSD, developed holotropic breathwork. The technique was created to achieve psychedelic-like states without using psychedelic drugs. The Grofs were trained in Freudian psychoanalytic therapy and believe the process of deep self-exploration brought on by these altered states can bring on healing. Stanislav Grof is known as the co-founder of the transpersonal psychology along with Abraham Maslow. Grof began his work, you know who Maslow is, right? Abraham Maslow, the hierarchy of needs. His breathwork, Grof began his work at the Psychiatric Research Institute in Prague and eventually moved to Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore. His work was conducted with patients experiencing psychiatric illness, cancer, and drug addiction. Okay, so this talks about window into the self. The practice of holotropic breathwork involves using a controlled breathing process to access altered states of consciousness. The purpose is to obtain enlightenment of some kind. From the Greek word holos, whole, and tripine. I'm not familiar with that word. To move forward. The word holotropic translates to moving toward wholeness. The primary principle of this technique is that healing comes within the person practicing the breath work. The premise is also intended to help the person come away feeling personally empowered. You do feel personally empowered, and the way that I talk about it is um, after you do it, it feels as if um, all your stress for the day has melted away, and you feel clear, you feel lighter. Um, you know when things aren't going right, you're having a bad day, you feel heavy, you have lack of energy. But when you do holotropic breath work, you feel lighter, you feel airy, you feel you feel good, you feel lighter on your feet, you feel like a weight has been lifted off your back. Um, yeah, so holotropic breath work is um, if you live in a major city, um, they do have meetup groups. I live in Austin, Texas, and there's definitely meetup groups for holotropic breathwork here. So if you live in a major city, I imagine that there's a group for holotropic breathwork. Um, like I said before, um, there's lots. Breathing is it's such a simple thing, um, but um, but it's also very complex. We've talked about the Wim Hof breathing method and what that can do for you. We just talked about holotropic breath work. There's also, um, like I said before, there's this guy James Nestor who talks about breathing through your nose and why that's important. There's also breath of fire. There's breathing in. Breathing is really important in meditation. Um, so it's so interesting that something as complex, I mean, as simple as breathing can also be um, very complex. And there's lots of different ways of breathing. There's lots of ways to alter your breath to achieve different states of being. So I recommend getting into breath work, researching yourself, um, because it can definitely improve your life and make your life more full. You get rid of uh, stuff in your past, etc. That's all I have for today, guys. Thank you for checking out my video about holotropic breathwork. Please like and subscribe, and thank you very much. Have a good day. Peace.